George,
Absolutely,
I do
yeah.
believe. Okay, so here's the cool thing about this. If you see a lot of those IndyCar drivers maybe out and about at a black tie event or something a little fancy.
Yeah, nice threads.
Yeah,
right?
it's a good indication perhaps that this man over here may have dressed them. How cool is that? Okay, so Colton, you are back, of course, Style with Colton.
Yes, ma'am.
Would you like to introduce us to your friend here today?
Absolutely. My friend here is Andrew Porter of Andrew Porter Fine Clothiers, based in Carmel. New shop in Carmel.
Yes.
That just opened up not too long ago.
That's so
but
cool.
He does everything from the new grad about to start their job and do that interview process to some of the stars in Indianapolis, Colts players, Pacers players, some of the drivers that are going to be racing here later this month.
TV weatherman.
I was going to say, what about this guy? But the cool thing about you, Andrew, is you started small.
Yes.
Itty bitty. Tell me about
I did
this.
start small. I moved here from Detroit, Michigan about 22 years ago and had a full-time job, but I started selling suits on the side, and I knew one day I'll be in this position, and over time it happened, working from my home, and then I started delivering clothes to clients at their home office.
Oh, wow.
And then during the pandemic, it sort of forced me to sort of rethink, and I actually opened up a little small spot in my garage to have clients come see me.
Yeah.
And at that point, I figured, you know what, I think we can go ahead and open up the shop. Clients, have grown over time, been very fortunate and blessed to do a lot of suits for a lot of guys in town.
I can do something with this, right? Well,
so
today we are talking color combos. Basically, color combos that, Randy, when you're in your closet, you're like, that's not going to go together. But it actually works.
And I spend a lot of time putting this together, Amber, at least 2 minutes.
What do you rate him today here, Andrew? How's he doing?
We'll give him a 10 out of 10.
Oh, wow. I didn't expect that.
I'm going out in style.
All right, well, let's talk these color combos. Did you bring some stuff to kind of help us out here? Let's do a little show and tell.
Well, I think he mentioned about doing a pattern, so I put on some patterns.
You look
today.
mighty dapper, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate it. The thing is, I was telling him earlier, it's important if you're mixing patterns, is make sure you do it with the right scale sizing. So if you notice, I did a really thin striped shirt with the larger plaid. And of course, you don't want to put a big plaid shirt on with wider plaids. If you do a plaid shirt, do a very small check against the larger plaid. And then I put the larger stripe tie up against it to sort of bring it all together.
I like this.
And then even colors, I put a white collared shirt on to sort of tone it all down just a little bit.
Yeah.
So you can do it, and I tell people, don't try this at home. So you can call me to make sure you do it right. So I brought some patterns here, again, as an example. Yeah, here's a plaid suit, and I have a little fun print shirt here. I probably wouldn't recommend this for a business setting, but you can see how you do a small stripe against a larger plaid, and then you can bring in the larger tie, which makes it all work. Okay, so this is a grenadine print silk tie, which is very, very nice, and also have some larger larger plaids here as well that you can put on gray pants or blue pants at the bottom to sort of make it really look nice for the spring.
But Colton, I would imagine a lot of people just don't know where to start.
Right. And what's even more unique than the color matching process, or even Andrew's story, is kind of the tailoring process that goes into making the suit. Not only are you worried about patterns and colors, but it also has to look right on you, not too tight, not too bulky. So Andrew does a great job of tailoring his clients, and so could you walk us through that process?
Yes. So when I reach out to a client, they'll come out to the showroom in Carmel, and we'll go, I have a little consultation that I go through with them to make sure I understand their needs, and then we'll start the measuring process. It takes about 30 to 45 minutes for measurement, and we do about 30 different measurements to make sure we get the right precise
You ever been
fitting.
measured that much?
No. If you're getting 5 or 6 measurements, you may not be getting a really nice custom suit.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it does take a while to make sure it's right.
There's so much that goes into this process. I feel like we could talk so much more about this, but I appreciate your insight.
Thank you
so
for
much, and you
having
guys look fantastic.
Thank
They
you.
look good.
Where was he 30 years
pull
ago?
this off.
I'd have been on the network by now if I'd have known him.
You know who else could pull it off? George Mallet.
Oh,
he always looks
absolutely.
pretty dapper in his bow ties, What do you think about these looks there, George?